Welcome to Nalla Narasimha Reddy Group of Institutions. Myself, Suresh Kumar, Assistant Professor in Department of Civil Engineering. In today's lecture, I'm going to explain about tachometric surveying. This tachometric surveying, according to R18 regulation, it is fourth unit. I'm going to explain, that is tachometric surveying. The contents what we are going to discuss in this tachometric surveying is determination of tachometric constants, movable hair method or substance method. We can call it as both ways. Tangential method, field work in tachometry, reduction of readings, errors in tachometry. We'll see one by one in coming class. Now, what is STIDA constant? STIDA or tachometric constants are multiplying constant. Okay, if you want to find this STIDA or tachometric constant, that multiple constant A equal to FA by A equal to F by I. So this is F. Here F is nothing but focal length of a lens, and I is the STIDA intercept. The value of multiplying constant is generally, we'll consider it as 100. So this is the multiplying constant. See, what is additive constant? One more constant, that is additive constant, where additive constant equal to B equal to F plus D. Here F is also is a similar way, that is focal length of a lens, and D is the horizontal distance between the instrument. The value of additive constant varies from 0.5 to 0.15 meters to 0.6 meters. This is the range of this additive constant. This is the range of the additive constant. See, in tachometric surveying, the instrument is also known as tachometry. With the help of tachometer observations, STIDA readings and vertical angles are taken, and horizontal and vertical distances are determined by using formula. So whatever the vertical distances we calculate, that vertical distance will be calculated depending upon a formulas. What the formulas we have in this tachometric survey, we are going to apply that formulas and we are getting that vertical distances. Before doing calculations, we should know the values of two constants, that is additive constant and STIDA constant. You should know before going to solve or before going for your calculations for tachometry to be used for survey work. Generally, their values are obtained in catalog supplied by the manufacturer. Generally, these are manufactured in the instrument manufacturing company will mentioned in this catalog where this instrument is manufactured. So also the constants may be determined by laboratory measurement, and we can done in a field measurement. We can apply both of these for your calculating these constants in field as well as laboratory. movable hair method. This is one of the method used in tachometry for finding these constants and vertical distances. What is this movable hair method? In this method, the staff intercept is kept constant, but the distance between the STEDA hairs are variable. So what we'll do here is the staff intercept will kept the constant and the STEDA hair will be variables, and it varies according to the measurements. Ease of the theodolite is known type as substance theodolite. The diaphragm consists of central hair fixed with the axis of telescope. So what we'll do in this, there is a diaphragm. The diaphragm is nothing but telescope. In telescope we have that eyepiece. This is called as diaphragm. In this diaphragm, it is theodolite. If it is having a horizontal line at top and bottom, then it is called as tachometric survey. So here these are whatever the hairs we have. The diaphragm central hairs. Central hair is fixed with the axis of telescope. These central hairs are fixed with the axis of telescope. So it is not movable. That is called telescope. Upper and lower STEDA weights can be moved. Upper and lower STEDA weights can be moved micrometer screws in a vertical plane. And the distance by the STEDA wires are moved is measured according to the number of turns of micro screws that will be measured in the movable hair method. So if you observe this picture, how it will be that movable hair method also you are going to see. A special type of diaphragm of a moving hair theodolite. So see here, it is very, very important. See, movable hair, lower movable hair and upper movable hairs. So this is a diaphragm, fixed hair. So this is a diaphragm and this is a center line and this is horizontal, vertical and horizontal line. These are consist of upper and lower. This is lower movable hair and this is upper movable hair. But this is the fixed one. Okay, this is a fixed one. What here showing, that is a diaphragm. This is a special type of diaphragm which is showing in the theodolite. Okay, the inner part of telescope, what we are seeing on this picture. See, the full turns are used on the graduated scale seen in the field of a view, and the part of turns is of the reading of graduated drum micrometer screw placed one above the one of eyepiece. What is showing that how it will be, the diaphragm, how this will raise, and it will be explained. The total distance through which the STEDA is some wires move equal to of the micrometer readings. If the distance between the instrument station and staff position is within 200 meters, an ordinary leveling staff may be used and full meter readings are used for the purpose of observing constant intercepts. So there will be a leveling staff. Okay, if your other station is at 200 meters, we can observe with that leveling staff whatever the reading you want to take. But for the distance exceeding 200 meters, it will be difficult to read that graduations. So in such case, two vanes or targets fixed at known distance apart on a staff are observed. The third target is fixed at the midpoint of the two targets. From taking the observation, the middle target is first bisected. Whatever the middle target we have, we need to bisect first that by the central wire. So what I am I want to convey you means, if it is my diaphragm, I need to intersect first the center line. The center line I need to intersect. Then the micrometer screws are simultaneously turned to move the STIDA wires until the upper and lower targets are bisected. Until the upper and lower targets are bisected. The readings are then noted. After that only we need to note the readings from the tachometric meter. Now, till now we have discussed of the movable method. Now we are going to discuss about tangential method. What is this tangential method? There is no STIDA hairs, leveling staff with wings or targets at known distance. The horizontal and vertical distances are measured by measuring the angle of elevation or depression. See, when you are using this theodolite, we can measure this elevation or depression. If we want to know, find this height of a tower, this will comes under elevation. If you want to find this elevation, sometimes what happens means some other there is a, we want to find depression. This is the depression we need to find. Some cases are discussed as follows. What we are going now, we are going to see some cases relating this elevation and depression. Both angles of target are angles of elevation. Both angles are elevation only. See, if you observe here, this is my instrument. If it is, this is my instrument. My both observation A as well as B are at elevation. Then we need to go for a this type of elevation. See here, what is the distance? Up to this distance, we'll call it as H. Okay, that we need to keep in point of us. So what the O dash means, O means, C1 means, CV, S, and everything will be explained here. See, in O dash, instrumental axis, whatever the O dash is called as, this is instrumental axis. O is the instrument station. This is a instrument where you are keeping your instrument. You are keeping your instrument. That point is called as O. That O is called as instrument station. C1 station. C1 is nothing but staff station. See, here I am keeping my staff. So this is called as staff station. What is this V? We call it as this V. The vertical distance between the lower vane and the axis of instrument. The lower vane to axis of the instrument, we'll call it as capital V. What is S? Distance between the targets. Targets, whatever they have, the distance between this target is S. What is θ1? Angle by the upper target. Whatever you are targeting this upper angle, that is alpha 1. Wherever you are targeting lower angle, that is alpha 2. That is A is alpha 1 and B is alpha 2, or θ1 or θ2. H is the height of a lower vane above the staff station. This is only applicable when 2 points are at elevation only. See, in this case, what we need to do, Vs plus S equal to d tan theta, where V equal to d tan theta, S equal to d tan theta 1 minus tan theta equal to, if you want to find the distance, if I want to find this distance, we need to, I need to apply this formula, where d equal to S capital S by tan theta 1 minus tan theta 2, where v, if you want to find the v equal to s tan theta 2 by tan theta 1 minus tan theta 2 will gives you the value. What will gives the, if you want to find this d value, s equal to tan theta 1 minus tan theta 2. If you want to find v, that s tan theta 2 by tan theta 1 minus tan theta 2. This will give. If you want to find that RL of that station, C1, whatever the station we have, if you want to find that RL of the station means, so this is my station. If I want to RL of C1 station, what I need to do, RL of instrument axis plus V minus H. So this is my value. V minus H, S minus H will gives you the station value, RL of C1 station. Okay, I will explain this second. This is the first case where we are solve these problems according to the formula we have. This formula is only applicable when your both stations are at the elevation points. If you are it's not available, that type of situation, or that we can't use this formula. So whenever you are solving the problems, you should know how the problem is, whether the elevation points are above the ground or not. Okay, by this I conclude today's class, and again we'll meet in the next class by seeing your next there are two or second case and third case also we'll discuss in the next class. Thank you one and all.